In today's podcast, I'm going to talk about one sentence that will help you resolve conflict in any situation. Coming up. Welcome to the Communicate Clearly podcast, where we believe connection is key, confusion is the enemy, and practicing your communication skills is the best way to grow your confidence and influence. I'm your host, Jonathon Vogel. So I picked up a book a couple years ago called People Skills. It's by Bolton. He's a doctor in communication or something like that. It's how to assert yourself, how to listen to others, and how to resolve conflicts. By the way, guys, if you hear me slurring a little bit, I just had my wisdom teeth removed, so it's been a few days now. I'm doing really well. Everything's healthy, but if my voice kind of has a bit of a slur to it, just so you're not alarmed, I'm not talking weirdly on purpose. It's more of I'm talking weirdly on purpose. So, anyway, let's. I wanted to get into this a little bit. It's really really interesting on how you can actually grow your communication skills and resolve conflicts in one sentence. And I want to share a little bit with you guys on his thoughts. So this is him speaking. When a person invades my life space, I want him out of it. To accomplish that purpose, I will send an assertion message with the goal of changing the behavior which is intruding my personal territory. People in our classes often believe it is unethical to try to change another person's behavior. I agree with them in a large measure. One of the major interpersonal problems is that too many people are trying to shape and control other people's lives. However, when someone is violating my space, I want that behavior changed. Effective assertion is characterized by firmness without domination. It's vigorously defending one's own space while steadfastly refusing to violate the trespasser's turf. That's why the three-part message contains no solution. It's up to the other person to figure out how he can best evacuate my space. The recipient of these messages can usually come up with a resolution of the problem that preserves his self-respect and meets my needs. When I want another person to modify a behavior that is intrusive on my space, the method I use must meet the following criteria. Well, he gets into it more. If you guys want to know that criteria, I suggest buying the book. But here's the idea. Essentially what he's saying is when somebody intrudes in his space, when somebody harms him in a certain way, he has a specific formula that he uses to create a sentence that gets them to solve the problem for him. It's genius. You don't have to work. It's a win-win, and all you're doing is telling another person what the heck they're doing wrong about you, and then they solve the problem for you. It's amazing, and it works. I've done this consistently over and over and over and over and over again, and it works. I know people that do this consistently over and over and over. Conflict resolution, or critical thinking, or crucial conversations. You may have heard those terms before. It's not critical thinking, but conflict resolutions and crucial conversations. It's a similar topic. But this book here, People Skills, really lays it out in detail. And it goes something like this. Let me get to the page where he talks about it. It's a three-part formula, and it goes something like this. So it's kind of like when you feel something. It goes when you... So you're telling the person, when you do this, you say the problem, when you do this, I feel this way. So when you state the problem, when you do this, I feel this way. Because, and then you clarify the effect on your life. So here's an example. So let's say you're doing something that's really bugging me, and and this is me coming to you. When you don't clean the counter after making snacks, I feel very annoyed because it makes more work for me. Do you see what I did there? It's one sentence, but it's stating the problem. It's telling you how I feel because you cannot refute, you cannot argue how I feel. It's a testimony. You cannot argue or refute testimony. And you state the problem that you have. So we'll be right back after this short promo. All right, so we left off with talking about giving a one-liner, one sentence that will help you resolve conflict. And we gave you an example of how you can actually use this and how it affects the other person, because it forces them to think like, oh my gosh. And then what it causes them to do is critically start thinking on how to solve the problem, because they're the problem, and people do not like to be the problem. They want to be a solution. They want to be the one that's making other people go places and do more things, right? So the whole idea here is that they're thinking and you're putting the problem to them. You're telling them essentially, you're a problem, you're making me feel this way, and it's negatively impacting my life. And they're like, okay, how can I fix this? I don't want to do that anymore. And then they'll figure out a solution. Maybe it's wiping the counter after, or help asking you to be more accountable. So asking, making them feel like they're accountable in that way. Or maybe it's, not using the counter, but just pre-wrapping stuff the night before. Like there's a ton of infinite solutions to infinite problems, right? But it's the idea of that 3-part sentence. I want to challenge you guys to try it. Try it out. Try doing it in a situation. Maybe you have a loved one. Maybe you have a friend, mother, father, boyfriend, girlfriend, or somebody who just gets on your nerves in a way that just really affects you negatively in your life. Tell them, when you do this, when you don't take out the garbage, I get frustrated because I have to take it out every time when it's raining. And just give them that silence. I think, and that's the other thing too, is once you craft this, it'll take a little bit to craft this 1-sentence, 3-part banger. But once you create that sentence, give silence after you deliver it. Okay, so this is the idea. You take them to a spot, you sit them down in a place where you can talk. It's like, hey, I want to talk to you about something. And then you deliver your message and give them silence. Because that silence is going to make them feel uncomfortable and just try to think of a solution. When you think of a solution, then come back to me and we can work on that. But it also gets into the whole part of how to create solutions too. And this book literally gives you a step-by-step guide to assert yourself, listen to others, and grow your communication and resolve conflicts. That's the whole idea. So guys, let me know what you think. This has been really cool. This is a super fascinating concept, and it's changed my life. I have implemented this concept. I've seen other people do it, and it's changed their lives and my life for the better. So I want you to go to the YouTube comments, or if you're listening in my podcast, go to my social media and direct message me and tell me what problems you guys are struggling with in your relationships. Okay, I want you to go do that and tell me, because I want to help you guys, and I need to know. And I want you guys to try this. Let me know your problems, and then go try this method, this 3-step process, and then come back to me and say, did it work? Did it not work? And I guarantee you, it's gonna work. It's gonna have an effect on your life that's gonna get you out of that mess, get you out of that argument, resolve that conflict. And it's going to be a win-win, because it really sucks when both sides lose, or there's one win and one loss, and you don't want to be the person that loses. You want yourself to win, and you want the other person to win and feel like they're respected and you feel respected as well. So let me know in the comments. Let me know if you guys have a suggestion, something that you guys have used to help you communicate clearly and resolve those conflicts. Let me know in the comments. Reach out to me, direct message me. I'm open lines. You guys can get me at Jonathon Vogel any platform. You guys can reach out to me there, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, ComTV. Just type it in the YouTube search bar, and make sure to stay strong, continue building your communication skills, and I will see you in the next content next week. Take care, guys. You're awesome.